All right, I figured we'd do something a little different today. We're going to do a week in a life. So I'm going to just take quick little snapshots of what I'm doing throughout the week and then put it all together at the end of the week for what a week looks like right now for me anyway. Far more hands-on than it should be. But we all have these ups and downs in life and different seasons in life. So it is Monday. I'm up here at Denver. Had to drop off some checklists for the team up here and check on a few things and make them a quick Slack video. And now I'm headed to Cedar Falls. Okay, leaving the Denver studio and the trash can was laying on the ground, and look at all the slugs that are on the side of it, or snails or whatever they are. Isn't that crazy? Okay, now we're off to Cedar Falls. Oh, and quick update about what happened first. I wasn't planning on vlogging, but then I thought this is gonna be a week where I'm a little more hands-on in an exciting way, not just sitting at a computer. So to be able to see what that looks like on the weeks when we do more hands-on stuff. So it's all hands-on, but hands-on something other than a computer, right? Okay, so this morning, before I left my house, so home office, CPA stuff, it's a whole story, but we filed for an extension. Our taxes are due tomorrow, and there's still some things that aren't right, and I need them to change, and there's a little bit of a contradiction of if they need an in-person signature to authorize e-signature or not. So at any given time, I might need to run to their office, which is not in this town. They have offices in other towns, but not in this town. So anyway, that was this morning. CPA stuff, a little back and forth, emails, checking emails, talking on the phone with them, then went to Denver. So wanted to add that in as we're trying to document all the different things that happen. All right, and then a quick little car wash as I'm headed from Denver into our Cedar Falls headquarters. So just popped in really quick to get a quick car wash, start the week off with a clean car. All right, Monday morning in the office. I did this a little bit at home because I was in my home office, but I just sit down and kind of look at my tasks for the day. And prioritize. The different colors mean different priorities. So kind of prioritize what needs to get done today, what needs to get done like this morning, and then things that are medium or low priority. And just make sure I have a good handle on that. Typically I time block. I did not time block for this week because the CPA stuff was so, and is still kind of so up in the air that I didn't want to time block my week and then have to take a whole day or a half a day to drive and sign some papers. So I did not time block this week, which is something I typically do. So I just am going to wrap my head around what's going on today, start to knock things out, and then Brittany and I have our normal standing weekly meeting here in about 15 minutes. So I might make some coffee before that. And I might find some socks too. I like wearing socks in the office. I don't like my shoes on all the time. But barefoot, it's a little bit chilly. It's starting to get chilly out. So I might need to find some socks too. But that's what, that's how we're going to start the day. All right, Monday about 1 p.m. Meetings. And just got done with, I think, my last meeting for the day. So that's exciting. I'm probably going to make some coffee and then have some lunch and keep plugging away on random computer tasks. One of the big things I have to do starting tonight, there's lots of little things like we've got the locksmith needs to come back out. We have some doors that need some attention again. I have some staff feedback forms that I need to look at. I've got to check Money Mondays. So on Mondays I check QuickBooks and bank accounts and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of go through everything. I need to look ahead and make sure that our receptionists have stuff to do and keep them busy for the week while they're at the desk being productive. I need to check KPIs for staff, review systems. What else? Weekly numbers entered. That's a lot of KPI stuff, a lot of number stuff. Money Mondays. So it's a lot to do with KPIs, numbers, money, bottom line kind of stuff. Jackrabbit, we've got to talk with them about something. We've got a question for them. We're drafting a new thing for our new teachers, like a little Google form that they can fill out and complete and give us some feedback. I'm still waiting to hear back from the CPA, so that's just like looming over me right now. I don't know, I might check my email, make sure I don't have an email from her. And then one thing about this week that I need to check in on, we have our fall mini sessions, our 8-week fall mini sessions starting this week. So that was some of the things we talked about in the meetings, making sure we have everything ready for them, which I think we do. There's one welcome email that I don't know that got out, so I need to double check that that didn't get sent out and send it out. And then I have to prep for measuring our holiday dancers for their costumes this week. So there's a couple handfuls of classes throughout the week that I will pop into and measure the students so that we know what sizes of costumes to order them. Because it's an 8-week mini session, turnaround's really tight, so we have to get those costumes ordered ASAP. And so that means getting them measured right away. One thing we've learned with measuring for costumes is the fewer people you can have do it, the better. Even if they're all trained, it's like everybody just does it just slightly differently, just enough that it changes sometimes the size of costume you're going to order for a kiddo. And we've just ended up with some classes who got sized by somebody, their costumes are all tight, and then somebody else's are big. And so if possible, we try to have as few people measure our kids as possible, and so we can keep it really consistent across the board. Now, in the spring, when we're doing spring costumes, there's no way, well, not in the spring, we measure in the fall, but for spring costumes, there's no humanly possible way for me to size all of 7 studios running a night. But with our holiday show, it is physically possible for me to do it. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'll update you on that. Otherwise, I'm going to work on desk stuff, computer stuff for the rest of the afternoon, and then we'll size some kiddos later. All right, guys. Well, Monday is getting-ish close to being a wrap here. It's like almost 6 o'clock. Got a lot of computer stuff done. Got everything I needed to get done for tonight as far as measuring kiddos for our holiday show. It worked out perfectly because I actually was already planning on going from Cedar Falls here, back at the building, to our secondary location in Denver. And they realized, thank God the teacher looked ahead of time, I'm gonna have to give her a shout out, that they didn't have any palms up there and they need them for tonight. And so worked out perfectly. She caught it in time. I was still here, found the palms that are supposed to be at that location. I think after recital they just got put here. Yeah, measured my kiddos that needed measured. There were a couple gone, so that's always the tricky part. Is typically I like to order those costumes as soon as possible, so we have to try to hunt down people sometimes when they miss that first week of their mini session. Sorry, friends. We have to try to hunt them down and get their measurements, which is fun. But a couple tonight that we need to do that with, and then we'll head up to Denver and see. Hopefully everybody will be there, and we'll get those measurements as well. I have the papers with me, got the palms with me for tonight. So I'm gonna head up there, and I might swing by. So my house is between our 2 locations. I might have enough time to swing by, say hi to my boys quick, and then head up to Denver. And yeah, then we'll wrap up Monday. All right, we have just a little bit of lightness outside. It's not really light out, but a little bit of, it's not completely dark yet. Unfortunately, it's not quite 7 o'clock and it's this dark. I was able to swing by home quick and say hi to the boys, drop them off a little something for supper. Josh was making chili, which him and I love, but the boys not so much. So got them something in town, dropped that off with them. Excuse me. And then gonna run up to Denver, drop the palms off that they needed and do their measuring for them. And then I will be headed back home, and that will be the end of my night. So the first class starts at 7, the second class starts at 7:30. So by 8, probably before 8, I will be home for the night. I do have tasks that aren't done yet, but I don't know if I'll head to the office tonight or not. I'll have to take a look and see what was left, if it's something super urgent or if it can wait till tomorrow. But I know I had some things that did not get marked off. So anyway, so that rounds out our Monday. So we will catch you later on Tuesday. All right, good morning. It is Tuesday morning. I did wear a blazer today because I was chilly yesterday. We're at that weird time of the year for us where it gets to be, 30s overnight. And then it gets to be, 60 or something during the day. And we're not really turning and then by the end of the week, it's supposed to be up into the 70s again. So we're not really turning the heats on yet. And so it's a little bit chilly during the day before we fill the space up with people that, honestly, that then warms it up authentically as well, right? So anyway, it's Tuesday morning. It's about 8:42 a.m. I got the boys ready and off to school on the bus. And then I laid on the couch and held my phone and did QuickBooks transactions. It's so convenient. A lot of the technology these days. It sometimes doesn't work. Like we just had a glitch with our marketing company software where we weren't getting the messages. Like we got all these messages last night overnight from presumably yesterday throughout the day. There's no way all those people messaged us. And it was like multiple messages from the same person at the exact same time at, 1:44 in the morning or something weird. So anyway, technology has its issues. Not saying that it doesn't. It definitely does. However, in a lot of ways, it does make life easier. So I was able to lay on the couch this morning, categorize things in QuickBooks quickly, and clear that up a little bit. So that was my morning work before I finished getting ready and I'm off to the studio. I have a meeting in about 17 minutes, so it's going to be cutting it close. And this is to go over new signage, next round of signage. So I'm excited to have a whole list for her that we're going to go over and, get the process started. If you have been watching the vlogs now for over a year, you know that it's a process. It definitely doesn't happen quickly. There's a lot of back and forth. They kind of mock things up so that I can see scale. And then sometimes we decide to go bigger or smaller or change a color or something like that. So, yeah, it's a process, but you never get to the end of the process if you don't at some point start the process. So we are starting this round of signage today. So I'm excited for that. It's supposed to happen last week, and then I got sick midweek there for, a little bit. So anyway, and then the rest of the day I have a few different meetings. I do have to measure kiddos again tonight, but only at one location. So that's good. And then there's just a bunch of other random things, I think, on the to-do list. As I mentioned, I have not been good about time blocking this week like I normally do, and that certainly doesn't feel it doesn't feel great. It takes maybe, depends on the week, about an hour on Sundays. Typically I spend time blocking. Oh, getting a phone call. All right, anyway, so not time blocked, not feeling great about the week in general as far as that goes, but I'll fill you in once we get there. Okay, I should have had my sunglasses, but I don't. So tell me you own a dance studio without telling me you own a dance studio. What's in the parking lot? I just had to share that because these things make me laugh and they're cute and they're fun. So I'm gonna grab a picture of it for social as well. But you just have to have fun with these things, right? It's a brisk Tuesday morning, and I was pulling in to meet with the science lady. That all went great, by the way. She's gonna take back what we talked about and have some, put together kind of some different ideas. So that's awesome. I look forward to hearing from her again. And yeah, and then you have little things like this you just have to have fun with. All right, guys, so just a quick update. It's about 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Brittany and I have been chatting about some different things, taking care of some different situations regarding things such as staff and things like that. But then also we had like a pricing issue, and so just different things, all the little things that come up. We were just approving, we're going to send a couple of things off to be printed, our core value catch cards, our new ones for those, and then bring a friend paper that needs to be sent home coming up really soon. So that just got done. I sent my sketches of what I had come up with for the signs to the sign lady. So yeah, just kind of wrapping up some little things here and there, some emails, things like that. I did get the pleasure of also emailing one of our staff members to tell her what a great job she did last night when I was in the classrooms for measuring. I get to be in there a little bit longer than I typically am sometimes when I'm just popping in, whether virtually on Spot TV or if I'm popping in physically to the class. I'm kind of a distraction when I'm physically in there, and on Spot TV, unless it's a formal evaluation, I'm typically just literally spot checking, just a boom, how do things look, kids look engaged, everyone looks great. Okay, moving on, and there's 7 studios to check, 5 hours a night of footage, and so it's just a quick little pop in. But when I'm measuring kids, I get to be in the classrooms for a little bit longer, right? And really authentically be in the environment. And so one of our teachers really just did a fabulous job. She's a first-year teacher. She did grow up in our studio. She did grow up TAing under myself. And so I'm proud of her. But yeah, she did a great job. She was very engaged with the kids and had created a little lineup thing for them. And and the kids were listening and were so glued on her every move. It was really, really fun to watch. So I got to send her a little positive note instead of, hey, I caught this, please change it. Hey, I caught this and it's awesome, please keep doing it. And so it's important to do both of those, and it's more fun to do the latter, I think. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going. This is my list for today. Tuesday. So we're on this one right here. Scroll. Oh, right here. So I have a lot of things to do. Some of them reviewing drafts that different staff members have created of things. I'm gonna change arms here. Some of them are big things, like I had scheduled today to spend some time working on the preschool and getting that program going. I don't think that's hours, right, of time. We've got a couple fun, exciting things coming. Summer 2025 plans. I need to start really honing in on what we're doing as far as travel goes this summer with the studio. And then I do have a couple appointments this afternoon as well. So, and it's like little things. Check different feedback forms, weekly feedback forms from managers and coordinators, weekly numbers entered and reviewed. Yeah, like I said, checking some drafts of different things. Assigning tasks for our receptionists, making sure that they have supplemental admin work to do while they're here, because they have some downtime towards the end of the night. So anyway, it's kind of a hodgepodge of all those types of things, plus a couple meetings. So that's kind of the day. One thing I will tell you guys that I'm really excited about. This is like an announcement. Nobody really knows about this yet. We have been approved to open a chapter of the National Honor Society Dance Arts here at the studio. So we are in the beginning phases of that. Obviously, behind the scenes work has happened to make that happen. But yes, we just got the official approval yesterday. And so yes, we're moving ahead on that, and that's going to be an amazing thing for our high school students that they get to be a part of. So more info to come if you are a studio family about that, but I'm really excited. And I have the staff member already committed to heading up that, so and I'm really excited about that fit as well. So all right, I'm gonna do a couple more things, and then I'm going to head out to a couple appointments, and then I will be back, try to knock out a bunch of stuff before I have to measure kiddos this evening. And it looks like I'm measuring 4:45, and then I am standing in for a teacher for about 10 minutes at 5:15 because they will be running late, and then 6:45 I have another measuring thing. So I've got a little bit of time this evening to finish up a couple. I don't have any other meetings, so that's awesome. Okay, all right, keep you posted. All right, guys, it is towards the end of my Tuesday. Everything so far, and then more office stuff when I came back from my meetings. I'm doing all right. Look at my Tuesday here. It's getting there. It's about 5 o'clock. I've got to go start measuring some kiddos for their holiday costumes. So I'm gonna go upstairs and be around the kids and the teachers and the energy. That's always really, really fun. I love when I authentically get to be in the studio. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so I will continue to plug away on this computer stuff, and I will run upstairs, do some measuring, come back down. Oh, and I have to stand in for a teacher for just a few minutes, 10 minutes or so, in a solo rehearsal as the teacher's going to be running late. And then come back down here, hopefully knock out a few more things on here. There's some stuff that's not going to get done. It's more like bigger picture. I need to sit for hours and really focus and think about something versus just a task. That's not going to get done today. So I'm going to find a new place to put that. And yeah, then I will measure one more class at 6:45 tonight. And when that class is done, I'll come down here, grab my stuff, and head out. So I should be home around 7:30 tonight, which allows me to just see the boys just for a minute before they head to bed. So this is a little bit of a crazier week in the evenings. I'm usually not here multiple evenings in a row like I have been this week, just because of the measuring. So that does make things a little bit different, but I would say a typical week I'm usually here 2 to 3 nights out of the week, or evenings at least till 6 or so, and then I'll head home. So yeah, so anyway, looking all right. Of course, other things have popped up throughout the day as well. That's to be expected. Things that, like, Brittany couldn't find on Canva that she needed a template for, so I had to go find it and share it with her. Got an email regarding taxes, that there was still one more form, DocuSign form, that I needed to read and sign. So those types of things just always are popping up too. So it's hard when you have so many things on your to-do list to begin with, there's not a lot of, open time. So we're working on it. We're working on it. But yeah, I'll give you a quick update as I officially finish my Tuesday work day. Okay, so fun times. I realized when I went to go upstairs to measure and stand in for that solo for just a few minutes that I cannot find my keys, which is not good because only myself and Brittany and Josh have like a master key that can get into everything. So I think I left my key in the fire panel room when I went in there to restart the piano music for the waiting room. And luckily, thank goodness, Brittany's daughter dances tonight. So she will be back. So hopefully we find my keys. Otherwise I can't leave. I'll just live here. That's not what we want. But anyways, we're going to find my keys. I'm going to keep plugging away on this for a little bit longer. And then in about an hour and 15 minutes, I have that last class to measure. And then I will head out. All right. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, it's dark again. So you get to finish the day with me when it's dark. It is... Let me see what time it is. I'm having a little bit of an evening. I'll share with you in a second. 7:25. Just leaving the building in Cedar Falls. Supposed to be home by like 7:30 to trim my boys' hair before they got in the shower because it really needs it. Obviously, I am not going to make it home for that. So anyway, I already called my husband. Said, hey, I'm on my way. But it just got to be a little bit of an interesting night. I lost my keys. And then later, separately, found the keys, whatever. Then later, I lost my phone. When I was getting ready to leave, then I was like, wait, where's my phone? So this is what happens when I wear outfits that have 0 pockets. So my blazer and my pants today, neither one of them had pockets. So I need to make sure I don't do that again because that was a problem. Or I need to start wearing like a fanny pack, something. Anyway, so the night was good though. Again, it's so good to get in the studios authentically and be able to see the kids. We had a little one crying first day of our holiday session, and she was crying, and I was able to sit with her for a little bit and get her settled down, and then she got up and was dancing and enjoying the class. So those are the types of things that are just so fun, so amazing, so great to be a part of. So that concludes my Tuesday. Taxes are 100%, I believe, 100% done. Every last little paper signed and e-signature and all the things, which they have to turn them in tonight by 11:59. So hopefully all is well with that. But yeah, it's been a busy week already, and it's only Tuesday. So I'm going to try to get to bed early tonight and keep up the energy for the whole week. So Tuesday is done. Okay. So I'm at home in my jammies. It's Tuesday night, but we had a little fun excitement, so I had to share. If we're doing an accurate, true week in the life, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Not, of course, this specific thing, but there's just always, we have enough moving parts these days that there's always something. So somebody hit the mailboxes, not our mailbox, luckily, but the mailboxes for the neighbor out front of the studio tonight. So anyway, I did get a call, which they know that like they're not supposed to call me about just little things, but if there's something major like that, then they can call my cell phone, or wherever I'm at, they can call. And so whenever I get a call and my phone says ADC, I know, like this is probably not good. And so we have other software and stuff that we use for like internal communication typically. So when it's a phone call like that, I know it's something major. And so I answered, and the receptionist was just wanting to check and make sure, like, how do we handle it? what should I do? A couple of our dads were amazing and kind of picked some stuff up and piled it up a little bit, so it was like out of the road and everything. So anyway, it's all handled. It's all good. It happened probably around 8:30, 8:20, 8:30 tonight, and it's about 9, almost 9:30 now. By the time we kind of did some messaging and some talking and back and forth and things. So everyone is fine. Nobody got hurt. So that's what's really important. And, mailboxes are replaceable. So all is well, but just wanted to note, these are the kinds of things that, stuff is always happening. So, owning a small business is a lot like being a parent. I've said that before. Even when your kiddo is in their teenage years and you're not with them all the time and they don't need you, they don't rely on you every minute. At the end of the day, you're still their parent. And if something goes awry, you're going to get a phone call, right? So anyway, again, luckily everyone is safe. Nobody got hurt. And they should be locking up and heading out now. So I'm gonna head to bed, but just wanted to update you. A little more fun happened on Tuesday. All right, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. One of the pros of owning your own business is that you get to work from home when you want. You can kind of make your own schedule. Sometimes it works that way. And so typically Wednesdays are work from home day for me. It's actually really good because Brittany in the office can have a day where I'm not interrupting her with like random ideas or thoughts or things, and it's really good for me because I'm home. It's quiet, the boys are at school, and I'm able to really focus in on some deeper projects, things that maybe take an hour or 2 or 3 to really like focus in on and not be disrupted, have a meeting, have to go here, have to answer this question. I work best when I'm able to focus. So that's a typical Wednesday. I laid on the couch for a while. Again, I do like working on my phone once in a while. It does make things convenient. So I laid on the couch and just kind of, after the boys got on the bus, checked all email. I got up, just double checked social media, double checked our marketing company software, just kind of run the double check of everything and take a look at everything, double check my schedule for the day, and any appointments and things that I have. Today I do have to go back. I do have to go into town later this evening for some measuring and some meetings. So today during the day will be at home focused office work, and then I will head in for measuring. So that's the plan. Okay, so Wednesday morning here still. Kind of been a little bit of a crazy morning. My Slack has been going off a little bit with different random staff members with like super random other like unrelated things. Nobody hit a mailbox or anything like that. Just random stuff. Okay, don't know what happened there. But anyway, kind of throws me off just because then I have to stop whatever I'm working on. And then I also got thrown off because I forgot I did have another Zoom this morning. So threw that into the mix, showered very quickly, and now I am headed to an in-person meeting up in Denver. So gonna do that quick, then come back home, and I think I'll just set my Slack to away and pause notifications and just let everybody know I'm going to do that. Follow systems as normal, but I'm going to be out so that I can really focus. We've got this National Honor Society thing, and then we've got to get our preschool program up and going and our art program up and going. So there's a few really big, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I have to, we're starting from scratch. So I have to really be able to focus for like a few hours on each one of those. And it's just been really hard to find the time to do that. And so anyway, I'm hoping I still have other like just day-to-day things, tasks that I need to get done today as well. But I'm hoping to at least start on one of those. So I need to kind of unplug. So anyway, my Wednesday morning has been a little bit crazy, but it'll be fine. We'll get everything done. And then immediately after, so this meeting's at 10:30. It is now 10:28. Luckily, I don't live very far from Denver. Then I have a Zoom at 11. So I have to try to get home and get on the Zoom ASAP. It's a group Zoom. It's not a one-on-one. So it'll start without me and that'll be fine. It'll just be, do they let me in? And sometimes they don't let you in if you're over a couple minutes late. So, yeah. Anyway, and then after that, I will have a couple hours, like I said, to hopefully really dive into probably National Honor Society first, because I have a meeting tonight about that with a staff member. So, by order of urgency, that will probably be the most important. So, yeah, that's kind of my Wednesday. Typically, my Wednesdays are really chill, but I haven't been doing a super great job of not scheduling other things. Usually, I try to just have two meetings on Wednesdays, and then the rest is, focused work time from home. Like this morning's Zoom, I totally forgot about it because I typically don't schedule things on Wednesdays. So, yeah, I need to get better at saying no and making sure that Wednesdays only stay to those two meetings so that they can be a focus day. And big picture wise, we need to keep making sure that all the day-to-day stuff, is being passed off and transitioned so that I have more time to actually do those types of things. Those are the things that actually move the business forward. Those are the things that are going to help us buy investors out, right? Just doing the normal things and the tickets and the this and the that and staff questions and, that's all necessary things, but that's not going to help us buy investors out of the business. So that's where I need to, I really need to focus right now on those things. So happy Wednesday. We're always learning, always learn and grow from everything in life, every single day. Ask yourself, okay, what did I learn from that? How can I make that better next time around, right? So that's your lesson for this Wednesday. I'm trying to get better with my planning and days as well. All right, so I will follow up with you later on today, but that's the plan. Okay, so it is Wednesday about 1 p.m., a little bit after 1. It's been just not my favorite Wednesday, if I'm being honest. I set myself up, I think it's expectations, right? You set yourself up in your head that, Wednesdays are my day to like really focus in, and then other things come up, right? That's me not putting great boundaries on it, but lots of just little things and Slack messages have continued and just, yeah. Anyway, have not really done any focus work today between meetings and commenting back and answering questions. And the same thing goes on our task management software that you guys have seen before. We can comment and tag each other and stuff on there too. So I've been trying to catch up on that and emails, and it just feels like you don't actually get any real work done. And I know that a lot of people feel like that. Like that's very, very, very typical in a lot of roles. The problem is within our business, if I don't do that, nobody does. There's nobody else whose job is to get the preschool program up and running, to look at revenue streams, to look at ROI on things, to think about ways to buy the investors out. Like there's no one else doing that. That is my job. And then I get stuck in doing a lot of other things. So I'm going to keep working on that, keep thinking about that. But for right now, I did set my Slack to away. and paused all those notifications for a couple hours. So I'm gonna kind of go dark and really focus, get a few things knocked out. So yeah, that's my Wednesday. I still have things that are just like a day-to-day thing. I need to print the HDS measuring papers. I need to continue on with staff evals. We're doing those. I need to update some templates within our marketing software, automation software. I need to do some more work for the meetings that I have tonight. I need to continue to prep for those. Yeah. Tour options for next month need to get decided so that our VA can start building those. Just all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's the story. That's the story. But yeah, I'm going to go dark here for about an hour and a half before my kids get off the bus. And then I have not seen them or spent much quality time with them at all in quite a few days, going on a week or so. And so I am going to try to spend the little bit of time, I have like maybe 45 minutes between when they get off the bus and when I have to leave to go in tonight. So I'm going to try like 45 minutes of really focus on them. And yeah, I miss them. I miss them. So yeah, crazy. If things don't calm down, I'm going to be convinced that we need to hire someone else, because October is our chillest month of the year. And if we feel like we can't get caught up with now having a full-time day person and me still working, like that should have taken some time off my plate, and it doesn't feel like it has. The business just keeps growing, right? And so anyway, decisions to make. But right now I'm going to focus in, try to get the rest of whatever I have. These things all need to be done before today, or before the end of the day today. So, all right, guys. So I'm gonna go dark. All right. I'm sorry it's so dark, you guys. It is about 7:17. Headed home from this Wednesday of work, and so got to the studio and did the measuring that needed to be done and did a couple meetings that needed to be done. I'm super excited about the National Honor Society thing. That was one of the things we talked about tonight. We have our trunk or treat event coming up. Like, there's so many great things. So I'm just excited. And I just continue to try to work on, one thing I'm really working on is delegating and, fully giving them autonomy over something. And it's hard for somebody like me who's really working on my perfectionism issues. So, when you can do something really well, it's hard to be like, well, I'm not going to do it though. I'm going to let somebody else do it. It's hard, but also it's not sustainable for me to, be fully in charge of every event, every class, all the things, right? And so we're working on building team. That's a huge part of what we're doing right now. So anyway, Wednesday, 7:18, done. Had to send staff a couple reminders. These are just the random things that happen. We've got one piece of paper thing handout that needs to go home with kids starting tomorrow. So I had to send some information out about that. And then when I was going to leave, our landscaper guy was there and had his truck and trailer kind of in the back staff parking lot. He was working. So I thought, I better let staff know that he is here and that we're paying him to be here. Don't be alarmed if you see a random truck and trailer and or a tractor driving around in our yard. So it's those types of things that it's just a constant. There's always so many things going on at one time, but it's exciting as well. There's never a dull moment. So I'm gonna go home. I haven't really been talking about my evening office work. To be honest, this week I haven't done a whole lot of it because I go home and I'm able to see my kids for just a little bit before it's their bedtime, and see my husband as well. And honestly, I was sick last week, so I'm kind of trying to not overdo it as far as lack of sleep. So my hours are a little light this week, but a lot of times what it looks like in the evening is I come home, hang out with the family for a little bit, and then I go to my home office and work on some things, finish up some things from the day that need to be finished up as well. So anyway, Wednesday is a wrap. Tomorrow, I'll let you know what we're doing when it's tomorrow morning. We'll warp ahead. All right, good morning. It is Thursday morning of this week. The kids are outside ready to go for the bus, so the bus should be here any minute. Today on the agenda, oh, there's the bus. Wonderful. They can go. I love the fact that my kids get on the bus every day. Anyway, I can still be like in my jammies and my comfy clothes, and they can go to school. I love it. So today I am going to Des Moines. I go to Des Moines once a month, sometimes twice a month. I have a few different people that are in Des Moines. My CPA, the CPA has multiple different offices, so I'm able to go to different towns depending on where I'm at and what makes sense with the other things I have to do. But they have an office in the Des Moines area. My bookkeeper is in Des Moines. My hairdresser is in Des Moines. My allergy specialist is in Des Moines. So there's a few different reasons that I go. And I try to stack them up. Back when we were building out the studio, right, I was going to shop for things, shop for art, shop for furniture and stuff like that as well. So for quite a while now, a few years, also when we were thinking we were going to build and all of that, the architects and my realtor at that time were all out of Des Moines as well. So it's been a few years now of going back and forth to Des Moines at least once a month, if not, back with the realtor, it was more often as well in the architects and things like that. So anyway, kind of a normal thing for me. Some people are like, I don't know how you take a whole day to drive and do appointments and drive back. Actually, with the drive, what I do is I catch up with business coaching calls that I missed. So all the Zoom meetings that I've missed throughout the last few weeks, I try to pick a couple that I think are most important and listen to those, even though I'm not live. Listen to those coaching calls, those master classes, things like that. Listen to them as I drive. So it's actually a really, really good thing because it forces me to have 4 hours of time once or twice a month where I can't be doing task-related things. And so actually it works really, really well for me. It's an authentic way to make sure that I set aside those hours and get caught up on some meetings and some classes and things like that. I do listen to audiobooks too, so I could always do that if I ran out of classes that I'm behind on, but that doesn't typically happen. So it's just a good chance to get caught up. I can get caught up on about 2 calls, on the way there and about 2 calls on the way back. So it's wonderful. Sometimes too, I line it up with phone calls I need to make. So if I need to call the insurance company or something like that, where I know it's going to be a thing, I'm probably going to be on hold. I have to, I'm going to talk with them, then they're going to put me back on hold and check on something, come back to it. Those things make sense to do while I'm driving as well. So I'm always productive with the time. It's just I'm able to do some different things. So it actually works out really well. So that's my day today. I'm probably not going to vlog a ton until after when I get back into town because, like I said, it's kind of my step away time, and I listen to get caught up on some things and listen, learn, drive, and then do my appointments. I have 2 different appointments today, in Des Moines, and then I will drive back. And then I do have some meetings at the studio tonight. So I will also physically be at the studio again tonight. Like I said, this is a week that's a little bit heavy on the physically being at the studios in the evenings, which is wearing down on me quite a bit and taking away from family time a lot. And then also my sort of evening in the office time too, because by the time I'm getting home at 8 o'clock, I have to eat supper yet, see the kids a little bit, eat supper, talk to my husband a little bit, and then by that point it's 10 o'clock and I'm tired because I've physically been places and doing things all day, and then not getting as much done in the office later at night like I usually do. So it's always a give or take. When you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. You always have to remember that. By me saying yes to doing all the HDS sizing and taking all these meetings this week, that meant me saying no to my family, saying no to the office time that I usually have in the evening. So always remember that. Always remember that. But anyway, so that's my day today. I'm going to make some coffee, get myself ready here. I need to leave here in about a half an hour, and then I'll be driving. All right, so we'll catch you probably, unless something exciting happens in Des Moines, we'll catch you probably coming back this evening. Okay, quick little stop down in the office before we get going for the day. Sometimes I forget I have other people that work for us. So wanted to make sure we have some extra help in the office plus Brittany's normal stuff. So before I head out for an entire day, making sure that they have clear plans and everybody knows what to do so we're as efficient as we possibly can be. So just spent some time on the computer looking through things, making sure that everybody's got a plan and commenting a little bit here and there if I thought more information was needed. So now I've got about 15 minutes to get myself ready and head out of here. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, we are in beautiful downtown Des Moines. Made it to Des Moines in time. Thankfully, I've got 8 minutes to spare, and all I have to do is pull in and park. So, doing good. The ride was wonderful. I love when I'm able to just focus on listening to a call or two that I missed throughout the week, or jumping on a live call on my phone. I just, feel like I'm being productive while I drive, which, sometimes is something that you don't feel super productive with. And then also, I feel like I get caught up, just a little bit as well, which is always nice. So, all right. So I'm going to do my first meeting and then run across town, do my second meeting, and we'll see if I have time to shop. Sometimes I swing in and do just a little bit of shopping when I'm in the, big city, and then I will head home. So head back to the studio. All right. So we made it. Okay. Admittedly, sometimes if I have an extra minute between appointments or after appointments, you're going to find me here at the outlet mall getting a few things. Usually it's stuff for the kids. Sometimes it's stuff for me or my husband, but usually it's the kids. So I had a minute, so it was time to swing through here before I head home, and then we'll finish out the night in the office with a few meetings. All right, it's about 7 o'clock. Headed out. Did my last couple meetings of the night. Checked in with a few different things, and now headed out. So, yeah, Thursdays, like I said, once or twice a month, I tend to go to Des Moines. It seems to often be on a Thursday. It kind of works out with like other meetings and stuff that I have planned. So anyway, just headed out. There's the building as we drive by the offices, drive by the parking lot. Heading home. So another night where I'm gonna catch the kiddos right before they go to bed. Yeah, been a long week. It's been a long week for that. And this happens, it'll happen again in November when we size all of the recital kids. I mean, that's like, I don't know, 10-fold, if not more, of what the holiday is. And then it will happen again in, well, different times of the year. Things, sometimes it just happens like by circumstance, just happenstance. Meetings line up and things like that. But as far as big weeks where I'm completely just not home, it's usually the first couple weeks in September, this week for HDS sizing, and then another week in November for regular recital measuring, and then sometime whenever, end of January, middle of February, when our spring mini sessions start, then they all have to be sized. And then picture week, dress rehearsal week, tech week, which is recital week, and probably last week of the year as well. So there's quite a few weeks that I miss the kids, but the good thing is it's not week after week after week, so I'll take it. So yeah, that's my Thursday. It goes fast when you spend 4 hours of it driving, but I was able to catch up on a few different meetings, so that's awesome. I always feel good about that. It feels good to feel like you're catching up on other important things as well. So I don't mind it. It's actually a good thing. And yeah, tomorrow, what do we have on the agenda? A normal office day, I think. Yeah, and actually for Friday, it's kind of a long day. I have some videos I need to record. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. And then it's a PNO, which stands for Parents Night Out, at the studio as well. So Josh and I will have date night. So another night of not seeing my kids. It is what it is. And then Saturday we have a family funeral situation, and there's a wedding that I need to sneak in there as well, and it's all kinds of fun things. And then Sunday it starts all over again, staff meetings, and other regular meetings on Sunday. So it's kind of never ending, 7 days a week. It's always things. If we didn't have a funeral and wedding on Saturday, we would be physically at the studio hanging art, putting things together, continuing to settle in would be the plan on Saturday if we didn't have those other things. So that's how it goes. That's a week, but that's my Thursday. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for Friday. All right, good morning, guys. It is Friday morning. I finally this week get to dress in comfier clothes, leggings, a t-shirt, and a studio jacket. I'm definitely excited for that. I don't have any meetings today, well, other than Brittany, but that's normal. I know we have a few things to catch up on, so sort of an unofficial meeting with her today, and then I have to record my videos every Friday. I do FYI Friday videos for the staff separately, and then the families separately. And then I will fill you in once I get there on what else I'm working on today. It's just a big list. Fridays are future Fridays. So looking ahead, checking calendars, making sure that social media posts are scheduled, making sure that tasks by month are updated for all of the managers and coordinators and specialists. A lot of calendar related things. Looking ahead to make sure that things are everything's on everyone's radar that needs to be, and stuff like that. I don't know if there's I'm sure there's other random things. I know that there's I need to create a new fob for a new system that we're doing for our Parents Night Out, which there's one tonight, so we're gonna run this new system. So there's like little odds and ends things like that as well. But yeah, the big thing I need to do today is, I think I've talked about this. I took a big undertaking on to record a bunch of curriculum videos for my teachers, so that for all of the core classes for this year, they will have videos for every single step that they are teaching in their curriculum, even down to like plie. But what we found is that as we grow and we're bringing in teachers from other studios and things like that, I don't even know how to say this nicely, but other studios aren't us, right? And so when they maybe teach their 3-year-olds arabesque, they don't do it in an age-appropriate way. They just teach them arabesque, right? And it's like, well, no, 3-year-olds need to learn a 3-year-old version of arabesque, right? So anyway, there's a video for preschool kinder. Here's, when I say teach arabesque, this is what I mean in an age-appropriate way for 3 and 4, right? Maybe 5, 6. And then here's arabesque for our lower elementary kids, right? And here's arabesque for mid-elementary, or what, just using that as an example. So anyway, that's wonderful. And I mean, it puts us in like top 1% of dance studios. Like, that's insane. Most dance studios don't even have a curriculum, don't even have lesson plans. That's average, that's normal, that's typical. To start to have any sort of like formally written curriculum is extremely unique and rare in the dance studio industry. So we not only have curriculum, we have scope and sequence within the fact that we have lesson plans for every single week. And yeah, we have lesson plans for every single week for 99% of our classes. And that's pretty crazy and unique and rare as it is. And then, this is where we get ourselves in trouble, though, because then we just up the ante. We are, now adding videos. So anyway, I mean, I've never done things because I felt that other people were doing them, or I do things because I feel like it's going to benefit our kids. Like, that is what drives me. And so I do believe that this will benefit our students, and that's why we're doing it. Do I think that it'll lead to entitlement within our staff? Probably. Do I think it's going to cause other issues? Probably. But I think for our students' sake, and they always come first in my eyes, it's a really good thing for them. They're going to have really solid progression then, although they already do. Like, the standard's already way above where a dance studio standard would be. Anyway, so here I am trying to run the business, and like I said, the most evident way that you can see that I'm not really doing my job well as a CEO, I'm the first one to admit that. I think to be successful, you have to be able to see and admit where you are struggling and where you are not doing a good job. I am not doing a good job being a fully rounded CEO. We have a room sitting empty for over a year now for art. We have an entire room sitting empty for over a year now for preschool, daytime preschool. We have a room sitting empty for over a year now for music and vocal. And we also still have 2 rental spaces available. As CEO, those are the things that I should be focusing on. But anyway, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and I know it. I'm aware of it. It's just I want to get a few things really dialed in with the dance studio before I go a little more broad for the business as a whole. Okay, so anyway, back to the videos. So this is a great example of what I shouldn't really be spending my time on as a CEO. It is what it is. This is where I don't always follow the rules. Okay. So instead of, having a couple hours that here and there every week that I'm doing these videos, that should be spent on getting the preschool program ready or something else. But, something that will bring us in direct revenue, create a revenue stream. This does not. indirectly, you could argue that there is still an ROI on this, but it's very indirect, and to be honest with you, it's a stretch. It's just, this is more my heart feeling really good about that we've done everything that we can do to offer the very best experience that we can for our students. Okay, so anyway, so that's something I have to do today. That is going to keep me at the studio until my husband's going to bring the boys in at like 5:15. There's a parents' night out that they will attend. I think it starts at 5:30, and then we'll go out for dinner, and yeah, that'll be our Friday. So I'll update you throughout the day, a little bit of what else we have going on, but that's basically the day. And then, as I mentioned, Saturday is not really a work day for us, just because we ended up having a funeral, a family funeral. So lots of things happening throughout the day with that family in town and things like that. And then one of our staff members is getting married as well. And so I want to make sure to get to be a part of that in some way also. So between those two things, the day is really going to be full with those two things. And then Sunday, we're right back at it. We have staff meetings, and I have other meetings, typical Sunday, and then it's Monday. So that's kind of the week. Normally, if we didn't have funerals and weddings, it would be a work at the new building, continuing to get artwork hung and things like that, cabinets put together, and all that fun stuff that you typically see on the vlog. You know, that's a typical Saturday for us, or maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, that's kind of it's hard to wrap a week, because I feel like it never really wraps. It's just an ongoing thing. It doesn't really matter if it's Saturday or Sunday or a Tuesday, or it doesn't matter. But anyway, so it is a Friday though. It does feel good to get to this point. We're not open on Fridays other than these like one-off events like Parents' Night Out. We don't have weekly evening classes on Friday nights. Our staff just would not support that. The staff that we have right now, it's something that, you know, hopefully in the future we will grow into that as well. But so anyway, Fridays are kind of a feel-good day. We're able to get caught up a little bit. We don't have, you know, people coming into the building typically, you know, at 4 o'clock like we do on other nights. So it does feel a little bit easier of a day. I know Brittany tends to do a lot of like shoe ordering from the week, deposits from the week, reconciling Square and other financials at the end of the week. That is probably the easiest like break point for us is Friday. But with where we're at right now, we tend to be at the building on Saturdays, every Saturday as well, just settling in. In a few years, there won't be, hopefully, there won't be as many pictures to be hung, as many things to do. We still have mirrors that don't have curtains up yet, things like that. So eventually we'll get to a point where there's not as much of that to do, and it won't be every Saturday, but right now it's kind of a 24/7 type thing. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna stop babbling. Okay, it's Friday. We'll keep you updated. All right, make a quick breakfast. Some iced coffee, protein bar. But I wanted to show you, this kind of stuff makes me happy. One, getting ready for piano tonight. Two, just all the different staff shout outs. Last time I looked at this, there was maybe like 4 or 5 up there. So I'm excited to see more. And it's only midway through the month, so that's exciting. We're just doing a lot of things. Last year, we moved when the building was kind of big and empty, right? And we had to have flooring, we had to have bars, and it was like we literally got possession, and like the next day or 2 days later we started classes. So we were just playing catch up the whole year of like literally survival mode, right? And So it just feels good to start to get this stuff back into place. So anyway, looking at it makes me happy, so I'll share it with you. All right, breakfast time. Then we're going to just plug away at a bunch of tasks that we have for today. That's kind of the plan. And then date night tonight. All right, it's Friday afternoon. It's like 4-ish, I think. And I'm just going to get my dance shoes. We're gonna record some more videos. So that's how we're gonna wrap up this week, recording some videos. Something just kind of stinky when I walked by the bathroom. That's interesting. I will go check on that as well. But anyway, so we're gonna record some videos and then kind of wrap up. I've got my husband bringing the kiddos in this evening. Well, that was weird. My husband bringing the kiddos in this evening to do the parents' night out thing. So I've got about an hour to record the videos and then get them organized and that kind of stuff, which I have help with, so I'm super, super, super grateful for that. And yeah, we'll get week 7 and 8 videos done and uploaded and ready and organized for the teachers. And we'll come back to them then in like next week and make some more. So we're just kind of like slowly plugging away at all of these videos. I need ballet shoes. My ballet shoes are disgusting. And tap shoes. Where are my tap shoes? My tap shoes aren't much better, but okay. Shoes. Got the shoes. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Like I said, this is not really the end of the week. It feels like it never ends. But as far as a work week, it is Friday night. We are going to make some videos, like I said, and wrap up our week. I do get to have a date night tonight, which is fun. Our kids haven't went to a parents' night out for a while. So this is our first date night in a really long time. So I, as a parent, am thankful for the community that our studio provides as well. It allows my husband and I to do these kind of things. So, all right, guys. Well, that's a week in the life. I'm definitely tired. I'm ready for a little less of an active week next week and a little bit more time just on the computer and getting caught up on those things instead of physically being in the spaces. So we're gonna record some videos and put a period on the end of the week. Thanks, guys. Bye. Just in case you were jealous of my date night, this is what it entails.